So hi everyone, how you going? It's the old bull here, and we've got Questionable and our new dev Tyrannus, who's heading up a little gaming company out of the UK. So maybe let's start, Tyrannus, with a brief background, I suppose, on who you are and your team, and we'll go through that.
Right. Okay. Name is Andy, and I'm a director of, like you said, the little farm company of developers. We banded up together, so we are 5 people with passion for gaming, and we are designing now the new game for Playable, which is, we call it now Mech Warriors, but we have
That might be taken.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
And then we are doing event where community can name the game. And if we talk about my background, I'm in cryptocurrency since 2014. Started
that's
with
early.
Yeah, kind of early, second generation, as I call it.
Yeah.
So we started with.
Well, it was only 4 people in the first generation.
Yeah, so the second generation was about, I think, 10,000. So yeah, we started with standalone blockchains, but they were mostly like targeted on financial. They didn't really had any use case, let's say like that, and that was a big issue, and a lot of scams were out there, and people tried to make a quick buck and all that. And then I got introduced in 2000, I think 18. It was with Axis, and there were other blockchain games, the first ones, and I was looking at them. It's like, hey, this is kind of great. This is like what gamer wants, to own their assets, to play, maybe to earn if you are good at it. That it solved so many problems, and I was really passionate about it finally, because I was passionate about the blockchain before. But it gave like, okay, this really gonna take off, and finally we can do something and prove people that there is something more than just financial schemes and all that stuff. So yeah, that's where we started. Then I acquired a little company which is based mostly in well, we have from everywhere people, but we have from Georgia, we have from Ukraine.
Let me just bring that up. Okay, so these are your team?
Yeah, this is the team. Timur Gugia, CTO, he's the main coder.
So also a big teamer, is it?
Timur.
Okay.
Well, English people call him Timur.
Okay.
That doesn't really matter. So yeah, he's the one who is doing most of the coding stuff, and he's also a passionate gamer. He had some projects before. Sadly, we cannot talk about, as we were working as a freelancers, there's NDAs, and we cannot talk about too much of the projects that we've done before. So we have then Deniz Tagul, who is originally from Turkey, and his specialty is to make things beautiful and make them move correctly.
Nice.
And then we have backend programmer Nikolai, who is like the right hand of Timur's, and he's doing basically the same. We have more people. We are now looking for more people, but we don't announce them yet because we want to test them out and then see if they are capable of the work. And
cool.
Yeah.
All right. So what got you into, like, obviously you got excited by the Axie Infinity and those other first crypto sort of games, but what made you come towards proper games? Like you've got obviously put together a team to build proper games. So
what
what
I
made you do that?
right. The first problem that I saw was that the games, the first games, I was starting to play them, and I saw that there is not enough quality in them. So there were no really 3D games. The most were web clickers and stuff like that. And uh, we can do better with the money that is put in. We can actually do at least strive for better.
Yeah.
And that was main drive where I launched my first game, and then we tried to put all the effort in. The old devices that we have, graphics cards are getting better. We have VR, we have mobile phones and all that. So we try to push that all in and see how it works. And it doesn't mean that it needs to be, if it's all about the money, then it kind of loses the point. It needs to be, like you said before, it needs to be something fun that people can play, and actually that money stuff should be in like in second position after
All right.
that.
Now you obviously didn't pitch the Mech game to us. We came back to you with the Mech game, but you pitched a different game to us to start with.
Yeah.
And that was just a bit too big for what our budget was right now. And so we came back to Tyrannus and said, we don't want to build. So that game's called Aquatherium, and it's a really much bigger game than what we wanted to start his team on. Because our big game at the moment is Revan, and that's cost us a lot of money. And then Tyrannus came in with a similar sort of need, and we were like, we don't really want to go there with two games straight away so big. So we had the Roboto Doggo problem that we'd started, and our developer for Roboto Doggo left literally the day before we actually launched. So we had to buy the name off him and the actual the idea. So we paid him out, and then that was all, let's use the word ugly to start with. And so then we came back to Tyrannus and said, look, we've got this issue. We've promised people a game called Roboto Doggos. We've got the rights to it. This is what the original game was going to be. And then Tyrannus and his team looked at what we put down on a piece of paper and basically came back to us and said, well, a battle royale's probably a cleaner version of what that idea. So we were talking about a 50 versus 50 battle. And then your team basically said, look, a battle royale is probably more, I don't know whether we used the word fun or whether it was just an easier game
It
to
will
build.
It's not about the easier, but
It's more accessible.
And it's more understandable for people. I
Right.
think
Yeah.
it's like you just drop there. And what I want to mention here is we will try to make it a bit quicker if somebody has played PUBG, for example. It takes like long time, and to survive, I think it altogether took like 40 minutes, and then that can be stressful and all that stuff. Yeah, it's more like competitive game already. As we agreed with the old boy, we want to put out something that is more fun, where anybody can join. And well, there will be obviously some skill required in it, but anybody should be able to understand it, and doesn't matter if you are 16 Korean or 50-year-old Australian guy. You should be exactly. you should be able to enjoy it, and that's what we're striving for.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I think that's really
important
to say, is that this is one of the parameters that we've actually put into this, is that I can't play Revan competitively. Like, I'll never be able to.
I saw that.
You did too. Tyrannus kicked my ass in a game. He was on my side. We won that game, and that was the only game I won, by the way. And
but you did good. You did good.
Every other game I was in, I lost. So I'm a very big liability. Anyone who sees me on their team in Revan, you can just pretty much don't
just quit straight away.
Don't bet the farm on that game.
Don't even start.
Yeah, no, it's not good. So so basically one of the conversations I had with Tyrannus was, I don't have the time each day to play hours and hours and hours a day like I did when I was younger. And I don't have the skill set to play those sort of games anymore competitively. So I wanted a game that I could come home from work at the end of the day and go, I want to jump in with my mates, kick on a beer and just actually thump it out and have a really good time, just laughing and joking. And you need a bit of skill and there'll be some strategies you can use and that sort of stuff, but it's not going to be like like a power game that you really got to commit to get out. And like, Sam, you were playing Revan.
And
What are you up to now? 100 hours or something in Revan?
Oh no, not 100 hours yet, but like 30 or 40, I think I'm already at.
Okay. So it's a lot of
getting there.
time and like you're just starting to get good now. Like you're just starting to get.
Oh well, thanks.
Well, sorry,
I'm only just starting to get good. I was
you-
horrible before, obviously.
you
Yeah,
claim
like I mean, I understand a lot of the like abilities and items now. It took me quite a while
yeah.
to be like, oh yeah, I know what that does. Like, same as League. Like with League, there are just so many champions. You're just
Yeah.
if you're trying to start League of Legends now, you have like 150 champions that you need
more
to
than,
learn
I
or
think.
more now.
Yeah.
It's insane. So it's just like that learning curve is just way too much for people who just want to try and play games to just either just earn some money or just who want to just play games they can own the stuff in.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
yeah,
agree.
and if I may add here, we will start with the Battle Royale mode, where it's going to be like, well, basically you just find a weapon and try to kill as many people as possible and get to the winner chicken dinner. We can add more modes to make it more competitive. One I have in mind is like random battle. If somebody has played World of Tanks, it would
Yes.
be like 10
That-
versus 10 or 15 versus 15.
Yeah, that's a really good
And then
game too.
yeah, and you can then arrange your teams and you can have your battle plans and stuff like that. So those robots will not be only used there. It can expand over time, but for now we want really to finish this and then do a good job and then add more gaming modes basically.
Yeah.
That's it. So we can expand on that. It's not limited to only Battle Royale.
Excellent. So let's go through just very briefly what the game is and what your basic plans are right this moment.
Right. So it is a well, Battle Royale game. We have robots that fall from a platform and land on a New York-based map. This is the first map that we are making. It will be based on like actual city. We had to remove few buildings from there, and for it's more adaptable, but it will be quite beautiful map where we can just fight out our fights, and there's a circle of death, obviously. Well, you want triangle or,
Yes.
or circle or triangle, doesn't really matter. And yeah, the last one takes the cake, and we drop in. We had, let's say, 5 minutes to gather as much weapons as we can. We plan for
So it's sort of like a scavenger hunt. You're looking around.
yeah, like looting
Yes.
process. Yeah.
Yep.
So we have now in plans, we have medium weapons that would be like short range to medium range. Then we have sniper weapons, something that reloads slowly or quickly. So we accommodate grenades, so you can have like little strategies around that. You can drop a small grenade, quickly run around, and so yeah, basically something like that, where we can accommodate different play styles. And
Cool.
but again, not going too deep into mechanics, and leave it like simple to use.
Okay. And unlike a normal battle royale, instead of having just one character, we're having 3 base models. Is that?
Yes, we start with 3 robots. fairly
So-
simple from
So
beginning.
you choose that in the lobby, do you? You choose what you want
Yeah,
to play?
you choose which one you want. You want either a tank, you want medium, which is I think it was Marauder,
Yep.
or very
Recon.
small one,
Yeah, recon rogue.
which is very maneuverable, and which of the play styles you like best, like which you
I'll be a
feel
tank.
more
Thank you.
comfortable. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know.
I'll be the big
I-
slow one.
Yeah,
Here comes the old bull.
yeah, but if you get them, you get them, right? And then
Yeah.
and we implemented mines, grenades, stuff like that, so the small one can like outrun you and hide. So
Yeah.
you won't have an easy game.
No,
Let's
no,
tell
I
you
just
that.
want to be able to survive. Yeah. So yeah, I mean
so
the idea is if you're playing with a mate, he can play something different to what you're playing, and you get more chance.
oh yeah,
of
yeah,
survival.
definitely. And
Yeah.
we had like very fun in the video, the concept video that we posted. Yeah, uh, I took like the medium robot and I was basically running around my the Timurs, who is another developer. And we had great fun, just hide and seek and stuff like that. So
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. So a really high energy, fun game, a bit of luck involved. You find the right weapon.
Yeah, with big
and
explosions.
Big explosions, and yeah, it's going to be good fun.
Colorful.
Right. So
more
Sam,
for fun. It's not like Revan. Yeah, it's more competitive. This will be more for fun.
Yeah. Okay. So Sam, you've got some questions that people have asked. So let's just run through those.
So the first one that I was going to say later on, but you already kind of covered it, was, will there be more than one game mode in Roboto Royale?
Yeah, there will be different game modes. We are planning for different game modes. For now, I revealed we have actually 4 that we want to put forward, but the next one definitely will be like a random battle or just battle for win.
Okay.
Awesome.
Excellent.
So now I'll start with the most commonly asked one, which was, what is the roadmap? What are we like? What time frames are we expecting for certain things?
So, like I said, alpha is in 3 months.
Yeah, we're aiming for the beginning of the 4th month, aren't we, for alpha?
Well, yeah, somewhere. We'll look if we can release it earlier. We do release it. We don't like to waste time here, and if we can release it earlier, if people are happy, yeah, we rather release it earlier than later. It's no point of keeping stuff on the shelf. And more like beta would be within 6 months. So we're looking towards the end of the year, October, November, somewhere there.
Cool. Excellent.
Awesome. So when will there be a playable version? Oh, I mean,
we've got that.
3 months alpha.
3 months.
Yep.
So we'll do the same thing. We'll do the same thing we've done with Revan. At alpha, we'll do like a week play. Everyone can jump in, have a go. And then we'll take the feedback back to the team, and the team will fix anything they're not happy with. And then we'll do another play, another week's play, a couple of weeks after that. And
there I want to add. I want it to be a community project where everybody can pitch in, like we did with the name and everything else. If people are unhappy with something, please let us know. But not just I don't like it, but
give us an idea.
Give us an idea. We are very happy to hear them out and then look at them. So when that it probably will be available, only starts for VIB 13 as I call it. But VIB. So people can play with us. We're probably gonna do the same as with the Revan. We're gonna have devs online, and then we can have a chat over the game, which parts you like, which you don't like, which needs to be more adjusted, and
excellent
stuff like that.
Awesome. So another question was, what engine is the game made in?
Unreal 4.
Unreal Engine 4. Awesome.
Yeah, we looked in Unreal 5, but it's a bit too raw for now.
It's
Uh,
not quite stable yet, is it? I mean,
yeah, so Unreal 4 has been around for
Yeah.
decade and more, and we like
Well,
to stick with it.
it-
But we are ready to move forward when the time is right.
well,
Mm.
anything built in Unreal Engine 4 is relatively easy to upgrade into 5, isn't it? Like it's not.
Yeah. The code is almost, well, not almost the same, but yeah, it doesn't take a lot. It's just, and we are already keeping in mind that when we wrote the other games, we already write the code basically on
Beautiful.
both platforms. So yeah,
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
That's going to be a very good looking game.
it can be. Yeah.
Hopefully will be, yes. So can Roboto Royale use Bull as its own token? Or will it use Bull as
It
its own
will.
token?
It will. As we are building now, and I think we kind of agreed on that it will be official currency within the game.
Actually,
And,
all of our, we haven't announced this yet, but we may as well do it now. It's going to be
okay.
in all
Sorry.
of our. No, it's fine. No, it's good enough a place to do it. So this is going to be something we're going to do in all our games. We were talking about doing individual tokens for each game because one of the ways Gala's doing it at the moment is doing an individual token for each game. And I guess this is my personal guess. They've
Very
done.
confusing.
It's very confusing, but my guess was they were doing it because it's easier to balance a single token in one game than it is to try and balance how games affect your main token. But considering everyone keeps asking us to add more utility as quickly as we possibly can, the easiest way for us to add utility is to make all assets buyable with Bull. So we've talked to several people about it. We've talked to a couple of people that understand the tokenomics of it, and it looks like there's no real downside for us. So we're going to make that the currency for every game. So when assets are bought, they'll be bought in Bull. So,
and we can also exercise the idea when you are having some NFT that you buy in one game, but it works for other games as well. That would be just fair, and that would, because sometimes you have a mood for one game and sometimes you have mode for other, and you shouldn't be forced to buy just to play the game 1,000
well,
words.
So if you buy a skin for Revan, we're going to it won't be necessarily all skins, but there'll be certain skins that will work across multiple games. So
yeah, which are possible, which makes sense.
Yep. So that will come soon. All right, next question, sir.
Will there be an entry cost to play Roboto Royale?
No, all our games are free to play. And
we stand on the same road here.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm very glad to hear that. I'm sure a lot of people are as well. So what platforms will I need to play Roboto Royale? I'm pretty sure it's just PC at the moment, isn't it?
It will be PC after some time, after a 6 months period. We're gonna adapt it for Mac users. We don't really have experience with Linux, so if there will be enough people, we
is there anyone that plays on this?
Well, that's the point, and that's the same point about Mac as well. Are there really enough gamers who actually use the platform? So we will need to see if if there is enough people who are interested. Yeah, we're gonna put our time into other platforms. But yeah, the first version will be on PC.
PC. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I can go further with this. The entry level of like graphics cards and CPUs, the specifications will be quite low. So we are thinking of that as well. Not everybody has.
Not everyone's running a 390.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah. So another, rather big question is, what distinguishes Roboto Royale from similar games? As we are seeing, there are a couple of other games coming out right now that are quite similar to this, like Mech, like warrior type thing, and like a lot of them are usually versus each other, and some of them are PvE as well. So what distinguishes us from them?
In reality, it's just a merge of basically two games. It's mechas and PUBG, but it's fun. I don't know really how to answer this question, but it's just to take away that pressure, I think. What
Yeah.
you experience when you are playing Battle Royale, it's all about rankings. We can introduce rankings, and we plan to do that, but I think we're gonna do it in a different way. That it's not gonna be if you miss the shots, then your rankings go down. But we're gonna go around it to make it again more fun and more engaging. Those mechanics are not in live yet, so I can't really explain more about them. It's something that we are looking
Yeah.
into.
I mean, like the reality is that whatever game you make, I mean, Kevin Costner had a great, he was asked once, what's different about your film than another film? And he said, there's only seven stories in all the films. And he actually, I can't recall them now, but, you know, boy meets girl, they fall in love.
Love,
Yeah. Man gets dog killed, has to revenge dog, you know, gets forced to go. There's only 7 stories and they're all exactly the same. And every movie is an adaptation of that story. Well, games are similar. There's only a few game styles, whatever they
A
are.
few specifics that make
Yeah.
them
And so what comes
fun.
together is it's the final way the game actually comes out of the box at the end. And that's really a matter for our community to decide whether they believe it's a viable game. And the beautiful thing about this is that Tyrannus is totally open, and his team is totally open to meld this game towards what the community wants. And
exactly,
so,
and we're gonna take an effort and actually read every single comment and go through them.
And big studios don't do this. Big studios say,
no.
we're going to tell you what you want, and if you don't like it, you can go fuck yourself.
And then you get something like Star Citizen.
Yeah, exactly.
That everybody hates.
We could list 20 of them. Look at World of Warcraft, what they did for 10 years. They spent the first 5 years getting to the king of the hill, and they spent the next 10 years ignoring their whole client base. And I mean, just recently they've started listening to their client base and coming back. So we'll see whether they can claw it back, but they certainly damaged their position. We really want to take a different tact here and make a game that is built for the community with feedback from the community. That doesn't mean Tyrannus doesn't have final say, and it doesn't mean it's not their team's game, but it does mean that we are listening. And I think that's pretty important.
If I can make that.
Okay.
Sorry, you go.
No, good. No. Okay.
All
if we can elaborate on that, because we talked with the other, well, I want similar platform as yours, and we had that difference because they were more about the money and flashy stuff, and we actually wanted just to make games that actually being played by people.
Yeah.
And that's what we have common, and that's why we are here today. So respect for you guys that you are doing this in the right way, in my opinion.
Well, we're trying. Like, you know, I mean,
we're trying to make it our mission to do that with all of our games. We just want I've seen it happen. I could list like 10 games at the moment that I'm just like, I don't know how they've managed to just not listen to anyone, any of the community.
Yeah, it's like they're deaf.
There's a term for that, sell out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When money becomes more important than product.
Their tactic is, we're going to piss off a lot of the players, but we're going to make the players who want to pay us hundreds of dollars, we're going to make them like us more, so we'll get a lesser player base but more money. That's just not how you should be making games. And I think that's a horrible way to make games.
Agreed.
And then you create that big rift in between the people who cannot afford it and pay to win. Pay to win is something that we all hate.
Yes.
Right. You don't want that. And well, it doesn't piss off those few people who are with the money, but well, not everybody can afford an NFT for 10,000. So we need to keep that in mind. And if I can add another thing, sorry.
You're right. No, go for it.
I think it's very cool if we can make, and we talked with Oldbull in private about this. If there are some poorer countries where person can just play a game to feed the family,
Yeah.
that's just cool thing. I think we should like just
Well,
do it and not think about anything then.
well, we're definitely heading that way. I mean, it's like, I know that Jason Brink over at Gala, that's one of his main goals is to
Know him very well, yeah.
yeah. So like, I actually have a lot of respect for the guy. He's come out of a charity background and he's literally decided to use this particular moment in time where gaming is actually moving away from just being about selling to Westerners to combining crypto as part of it. And he very wisely saw 2 years ago that the third world country is going to be in a position where they can actually earn a living out of playing games. And I would love to have it. I mean, that's not my main goal, but that is definitely something I'd like to have a part of Playable. I mean, our main goal is obviously still to be a gaming company, but I think there's a real nobleness to that, and that's definitely on our card. So, any ideas that fit into that category, and we can actually get third world country people being able to make a living out of the game, very happy to look at it.
I have quite a few of them, so we can discuss
Excellent.
them and then with community or whatever. Because I want to keep like the community so far is so great. We have logical discussions, educated discussions. We don't. Well, there are a few bad fruits, but mostly. Well, there will be always there.
always human beings.
But exactly.
Bad fruits, not just bad apples.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we can discuss all that and then we can make together something great. So happy to be part of this movement.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
awesome.
Well, we're happy to have you. Have you got one more question?
The last question.
Last question.
Was, how will Roboto Royale, or whatever we're calling it? I've just been saying that as that's what we.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
fine. It's fine.
That's the placeholder name. Yeah.
Yeah. And how will it integrate with blockchain technology?
All right. Okay. So first of all, the assets, we are planning the assets like robots. We are starting with these 3 robots, but there will be a premium robots that and please don't attack me and say, oh, this is pay to win. Then no, it's something that you can grind for, or you can buy.
So that's a very
So
important. That's a very important part.
The people who have grind for it can sell for somebody who doesn't want to spend so much time
absolutely, it's a great way of doing
grinding.
It.
Yeah, and I think it's right, and I think it's fair. They will not be pay to win, so there will be difference in how the mechanics will be different, but they will not be overpowered. So
they'll be balanced. They'll be balanced with the other 3 tanks. The other 3
with all the 3,
yeah.
and with over time we're gonna add more and more robots to it. Another is skins. Yeah, skins. People like to put some special skins. We will try to make them as rare as possible. Let's say, yeah, I know, I know. Calm down.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I want my
I'm pretty sure
bullhead.
the main way.
I think that everybody in bull community will want to have that skin, and we might make it fun that it will be achievable, not just buyable. And let's say you will be very happy to spend $1,000 on a skin and just give somebody who grinded for some time for that skin. So yeah, there is skin system. Weapons for now we don't want to touch because that should be the same. But with the time we will come up with more ideas how to use the assets, NFT assets specifically.
Yeah. as far as I understand, we're going to do very similar to Revan in that almost all of our NFTs for the game will be cosmetic based, and very, very few will ever impact the
Well,
player power at all.
Well, I mean, I think if it's a PvP game, you can't affect the actual playability of the game. So things so there can be differences between characters, and League of Legends have proven that. You can have 150 different characters that have different balances, and obviously that gets harder the more there is. But certainly where we are right now, it's not going to be hard to balance, say, 10 different versions. But yeah. All right. Well, I think we should finish here. We've only got a minute left on our timer. So thank you so much, Tranis, for coming on and
Thank
giving
you
us
for
a
hosting me.
pleasure. And
And I
Samuel,
hope we will
Thank
have many more of these over time.
Yeah. And you're obviously
we
going to
can talk.
share sketches and updates and whatever with the community and ask
Yeah,
questions.
definitely. We have a new channel which we opened. So people who want to know more about game, please ping me. I'm almost always available if I'm not working. but I'm looking after Discord, and they can pitch their ideas, come with their critics, and I'm always open for that.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
Talk to you all soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.